Hello, hello. How are you doing today? So, I have finished decorating my signatures. And the cover is finished, and so I'm going to show you guys how I tie them in today. I did something a little different with the signatures. So I usually always put 3 signatures in, right? But I wanted to do something different and something fun. I wanted to pretty much leave this one mainly blank, so the person that's receiving it can decorate her own pages and stuff. And I put together some ephemera packs, a whole bunch of odds and ends that she could use for her journal. So I put those together for her. And I'll put those in the box with her journal. Alright. So, this is the type of string I use. Well, I think it's more ribbon than string. But I always use this type right here. And so, because I did 4 instead of 3 signatures, I'm going to do 2 pink and 2 black. I'm going to mix it up. So, I'm going to move these out of the way for now. And I'm going to show you how I measure the right length string. So I kind of just eyeball it. I go like this first, no signatures in it. Kind of see if it was tied, how much string am I going to have left over. And then I just cut there. I hope that makes sense. I don't ever do any measurements, to be honest. I just eyeball everything. I'm kind of a go with the flow crafter. I don't like to be slowed down with measurements or anything. That saying, measure everything twice, cut once. Yeah. What's the fun of that? Okay, so I got my 2 pink. Now, I gotta open up my black here and measure out my black. Come on. Probably should have done that off camera. Huh? Okay. Now I'm gonna measure my black. Okay, got those all measured out. Get those out of the way. So I've got my 4 strings here now. 2 pink and 2 black. And now what I'm going to do is make sure I find the middle to each string, and I'm going to put it in the middle of each signature. So I'll put the cover aside for the moment. I'll bring out 1 signature. And I want to start with pink. So all I do is put the 2 ends together, and there's your middle. Okay. Now find the middle of your signature. And kind of just eyeball it and put it right there in the middle. Okay. up. Make sure your signatures are all nice and tight. Put that aside. Get the next one. Do the same thing. There's my middle. And this is all I'm doing for now. Find my middle. Okay. Here's the last one. Okay. Now, just gotta stack them back up. Okay, make sure they're all lined up. Then you got your strings. See, you got your strings coming out here on both sides. Okay. Now, I'm going to put them in here. Make sure they're all hanging out. Close it up. Okay. And to keep this cover down, I tie it up. Okay. Now, this is the tricky part. So you want your pages to line up and not stick out. Here. So I just gotta push them down. Make sure they're all in there. Okay. Now here we go, tying the first one in. Okay. So what I kind of do is I move the string back and forth just a little bit. And as I'm moving it back and forth, I'm using my thumbs to apply pressure and push this way, making sure the string is all the way against the inside signature. Okay, so I make sure that's nice and tight. And once I know it's all the way in, then I tie it off really good. Give it a good squeeze. Make sure that ribbon is really tight. I know that you can probably can't see that from where I'm at here. But let me, had to readjust it a little there. Okay. But make sure that string is really tight. Okay. Now, apply pressure on the top of the book, and then I hold the middle of that tie with my thumb, and then loop it through here. Come on. It's kind of like threading a needle. And then tie it off. But you don't want to you don't want to move your thumb until you know that knot is down, okay? Now look how tight that is. Okay, now I'm gonna do the next one. Now I move it back and forth. It's okay to look to see how it's coming. Okay, and then give it a good squeeze. Make sure that is nice and tight. This is one of the reasons why I like to use this ribbon, is it's okay to give it some pressure on there. It will hold, it won't break when you're using thread or yarn. And it's thin enough, it makes a nice little tight tie there. And this is the next one, right? Okay. Make sure your pages are even. This one, let's get that one up just a little. Okay. All right, do my back and forth, squeeze. This is one of the reasons why it's important to make sure your spine is nice and strong and not wobbly or weak. You want a strong spine. And you always want to make sure that your pages are slightly smaller than the cover so they don't come up past the cover on either side. And I'll show you what I mean here in a moment, once I get these all tied in. Okay. That one back and forth, back and forth. Make sure those are tight in there. Okay. I hope this is in focus and you guys can see. Okay. Come on. This last one wants to give me problems. Last one might be a little loose. Okay, but they're all in, and this is what they look like. Okay, so if it's still slightly too loose for your liking, I like to tie them all together. And what I mean by that is I will pick one of these middle ones. Like, okay, so usually I only do 3 signatures, so I always pick the middle one to tie them all together. So you can put these all together, and this is what I do. I hear my husband, he's trying to talk to me through a door, and he's not realizing that I'm filming. He's funny. I love him. He's such a sweetheart. Okay. So, see? I like to tie it like that one more time. Alright. There we go. There we go. And then I do something a little extra. You don't have to do this, but I take some super glue And all it takes, be careful you don't glue your fingers together. I put just a little drop, just itty bitty, just tiny, right there on that knot so it doesn't come loose. And then you just let it dry. There you go. And it just takes mere seconds. Yeah, see, it's already dry. And you'll never have to worry about that knot coming undone. And there we go. And what I mean is, you always want to make sure your pages are slightly smaller than your cover, because you don't want them coming right up, because then these ribbons might tear into your pages and it makes it harder to turn your pages. Okay. So I will open it up. Here's the moment of truth. Ta-da! But there we go. Pages are all in. And I will show you the middle of one of these signatures here. Let's see. There we go. And it's still slightly loose, but not loose like they're gonna like wiggle everywhere when you're trying to move pages back and forth. And if you mess up on a page, this is why I like tying them in, okay? If you mess up on a page or decide you don't like it anymore, you can move them in and out. Or if you decide you want a front page and the back, you can switch them around. So, there we go. It's all tied in. Okay, so if you guys have any questions, please let me know. Okay. And I think I'll make another video today showing you guys how I make all my charms, which I'll do that next.